What's up, guys? This is Beau from Blessthefall, hanging with Rob on Punkvideosrock.
What's up, guys? Rob here with Punkvideosrock. I'm reunited with Beau from Blessthefall. Dude, it's been quite some time, and I'm so excited that not only are we reunited, but there's new music coming real soon.
Big things coming, actually, is what they say.
Yeah, exactly.
And, yeah, I'm really stoked. It's been 7 years since our last album, since Hard Feelings came out, which is crazy to just say out loud. Like,
right.
It doesn't, I don't know. It does feel like that was a whole other era, but also it goes really quickly. That's just life. So, yeah, we're super stoked.
Yeah, that's dope. And I'm curious, like, before we really dive into Gallows, which is the new album, you know, 2020, that anniversary tour happened, and then everything went silent. Yeah. So from 2020 to the moment that you guys started writing music again, like, what went on? Like, what was life like, you know, not being in a band, not touring, not creating music?
Yeah, it was, it was like, I think it was, oh man, it was just right, it was right before 2020, and we were kind of just, you know, things were rough as far as, like, touring just took a toll.
Yeah.
And we were on the road constantly, as, you know, our fans know, because we were just coming through Chicago 3 times a year or whatever.
Yeah.
And, you know, then it was like, all right, we're home for 2 weeks, off to Europe for 7 weeks, home, off to China or like Asia and so, you know, it just, touring in itself just took, I don't know, maybe like a mental toll on a lot of us. And especially with the family, I was like, I just want to be home. I just want to be home. And, which sucks because being in a band is amazing and it's super fun. And I would hate taking it for granted, because it is like a blessing to be able to go out and just like play music for a living. It's just so cool. So yeah, we didn't know really sort of where the band would go from there. There were talks of like, maybe this is it. Maybe we, you know, just,
which would be so weird.
Like, we're like, do we post about it? Like what? And that was a conversation we had. And, you know, we just kind of we went with the flow and just lived life. And then I think when that kind of gets taken away, you're like, that's not cool. You know, like, I want this to be on, you know, our terms.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
And so when no one could tour or anything like that, see each other, I think we started going like, oh, okay, like maybe, you know, maybe we'll try to write some music for fun and something. So Eric had heard about our producer Hiram Hernandez. He lived in Phoenix, Arizona at the time, and our buddy Mike is in a band called Figure It Out, and Mike was writing with Hiram, and he's like, hey, Eric, you gotta go, like, just go meet this dude. Like, he is like metalcore. Like, he loves metalcore. Like, you know, he can do kind of everything, but he is like obsessed with metalcore and loves your band, and he wants to just give him a shot. So Eric met with Hiram, and I think this was it was right before everything got shut down. Yeah. And they kind of went to just hang out, and then they ended up writing, and Eric was like, well, this is pretty cool. You know, like, we don't know what this means, right? It's like early on, like, do we just write one more song and call it after that? Like, what's the deal? So things shut down. They don't see each other for months. He moves to LA, and then they kind of just reconnect again. And once the dust settles, I think it was in 2021 at some point, like later, and he's like, hey, like, you know, would you be down to, like, to write again? You know, he's like, we don't know what we're doing, but it was really fun just writing music again. So it was sort of like, and it was never like, we're gonna make this comeback album and we're gonna do a reunion tour on this. You know, it was like, that was never like the plan. It kind of just went with the flow. And when the music started coming out, and then I came out and met him, and I was like, oh, this is cool. And you know, we started just writing more. You know, every few months I would fly to LA and do a song, which is so funny, because like, that doesn't happen. Like, bands usually just write their albums or a chunk of it or whatever, and it was just me coming out every few months. I would write a song, or sometimes it didn't even sound great. You know, I would go home and be like, oh, that sucks, whatever. But that was sort of what we did. It was just sort of in silence and without any sort of plan of what would truly come next. So we were winging it.
Little did you know. Did you know.
Yeah, it was just off vibes, you know, off like what felt right. No pressure. And then, you know, sooner or later we're like, we kind of have a lot of songs. Like, maybe we should just do a record, you know. So and the Iceland trip was in there. I don't know if you heard about that, like our cover art.
Oh yeah.
That's a whole other long story. I don't know if you want to hear it, but we flew to Iceland to take that photo in front of that black church.
Yeah.
And again,
and it's such a beautiful image too. Like,
it's so cool.
Yeah.
Eric saw like an original photo of that church and texted me. He's like, "Hey, if we ever, get back together, like, this would be a cool album art." And I did like my Google research on it, and I don't know how I found it, but I found the exact location. It's like on a little island in Iceland.
Shit.
And I was like, maybe we could talk the label. Like, if we tell the label, like, hey, like, we want to do music again, like, maybe they'll pay for it. And they ended up paying for the trip. And
nice.
Just went kind of in secret. And I just did the opposite of what everyone else was doing, which was like filming yourself in the studio. Like, the big things coming was a literal shot at that. It's like everyone like just overhyping everything they're doing. And for us, we were just like, move in silence, do it all, make sure it's all great, and then surprise people with it. So
yeah, no, I'm glad it wasn't the end, because I can't imagine music without Blessthefall.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Like,
yeah, it is. Yeah.
It just feels, it's like that's like my childhood. I feel like. Although we're probably the same age, but it's like it just feels so nostalgic just listening to the band, like thinking about the band performances. Like, for me personally, as a fan, like, my first experience was you weren't in the band yet, but it was Long Beach for Taste of Chaos.
Oh yeah,
and Jared was killing it on the vocals, and that was my first experience, and ever since that I was just like, I'm hooked on this band.
Yeah.
Then you came in, and I'm curious, like, that transition of you coming in, what was it like between you and Jared, kind of like switching your roles, or Jared going back to his role, and you kind of like stepping in? Do you feel like Jared helped you kind of step forward into the band, or was it like a challenge? Like, what was that process like?
Yeah, Jared is a natural born frontman. He's like the quietest, most like chillest dude. But we do a part in 2.0 where I throw him the mic, and he goes on the barricade, and I'm like, dude,
he was waiting for that moment.
You were born for this, dude. Like, what? Like, he's just so like commanding, and has obviously like being one of the like the gnarliest screamers in the scene. Like, he's just has this like presence when it's time to like show up, and then off stage he's like, I'm gonna go rock climb. I'm gonna go like hang out with my pit bull. But when I mean, going back, like, I remember when I tried out for the band and singing the old songs, and then I had written a chorus for To Hell and Back, and I was like, hey, like, this song you guys sent me, like, can I show you what I wrote? And it was just like, they're like, yeah. And so they played it, and I sang To Hell and Back, and I was like, I have some screaming ideas too. Like,
dude, you came in ready.
Yeah, I was like, well, it was so cool. Like, I was in a band called Take the Crown, and the band had been around for a little bit, and kind of was like, we never really got up there, but we did a lot of touring, and then it was just tough. It was tough. Like, I couldn't pay rent, and it wasn't like there's no longevity in it. You could just tell, like, okay, unless this is pretty much it.
Right.
So joining the band, or coming to try out for Blessthefall, I was like, because I had heard they had found another singer already through my roommate worked for them, and they're like, and she was telling me all the stories of all the guys they tried out. They tried out Danny from Asking, they tried out like guy from Skydrive, like dude from We're Alive, like blah, blah, like all these people, and I'm like, how has that not worked out yet? And then she was like, I thought they had found someone. Turns out they didn't. So it was like last minute, bought a flight, went out. They bought me a flight, flew out there, and they were all so welcoming, and they were all like we hugged after. It was so funny. It was like, they were like, do you want to do this? I'm like, yeah, and we all hugged, and we're like, Eric and Mike, our guitar player, immediately went home and canceled their college classes because they had signed up for college.
Damn.
Canceled their school. They're like, all right, we're doing it. And it just was like, and Jared he's just always been so supportive, and he'll be like, dude, he's like crushing it, like he'll be like, you sound amazing. And like, just really like, encouraging. So it's always been great. I never felt like I was, stepping into someone else's special thing, and that I had to like really prove myself, even though I did feel like I gotta kill it, but they never made me feel that way. They were like, dude, make it yours. Like, you sound great, you look great, like, go for it. And so it was always, very, very like, encouraging and welcoming.
It's cool to hear that from your perspective, because from my perspective, it never felt like, oh, here's a new singer. It just felt like you guys belong together.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
Craig was
crazy.
awesome as well. I love Craig and everything he's doing, but it's like,
Yeah.
it never felt like it was like, oh, we just got a new singer.
Mhm.
Like, I felt like it was just a natural, like, this was family already from
Yeah,
the start.
it's funny because, like, random anecdote, like, we all kind of dress the same. I was like, even though I'm like a little bit older than those dudes, like, we like walked in, we had like, do you remember the beanies with like the bill?
Yeah.
We all like these beanies on. We're like, whoa, and like we all had, just like, it was just so funny. It was just like they didn't have to, like, I don't know. There's like some singers that like they'll go and take them shopping and be like, okay, you need like a wardrobe and blah blah blah.
You
Like,
didn't
I won't
need any
mention any
of
names,
that.
but it was like we came in and we're like,
He's
oh,
got receipts.
Yeah, we got receipts. It was like, actually I can't mention it, but they probably wouldn't care. But no, it's like very natural, and it was you know, they were super stoked, and they would come out to Orange County to write, like when we started writing for Witness, and I would take them to like Yogurt Land, and they're like, what is this? Like self-serve yogurt, you know, like I would take them to like all my favorite places. We go to the beach. We'd go like break into like high school swimming pools and go swim at night and stuff. And they were just like, this is so fun, you know? And so I felt like I was showing them just how to have fun almost. Not that they didn't know how to have fun, but it was like, yo, like the band's cool. Yeah. But like, this is what life's about. It's about enjoying all the cool shit and each other and stuff like that. And that translated into going on tour and, you know, going out and doing fun shit. I would go find gyms to go play basketball in, or like, you know, we go bowling all the time. That was a huge thing for us, was like a bonding thing, was bowling. And so, you know, bringing in the fun and not taking it so seriously. Like, obviously it's our job and stuff, but, you know, bringing in sort of the like finer things in life, you know, like just like enjoy it.
And I think that was the beauty of the band, that it was like you guys nailed it when you guys were performing, releasing music. But then you also knew how to have fun. Like all the, you know, I remember all the vlogs back then. Like all those vlogs were just hilarious. The things you guys would do in the dressing rooms, just like on tour, whatever. Like, but it was like, it just felt natural. It didn't feel like, oh, let's shoot a little gimmick or something, right?
Yeah,
like,
let's shoot a TikTok dance.
Yeah.
Like, no, like a lot of our stuff probably could have gone viral today because of just for how, I don't know, it was so, we were just, and like I said, like we would just have these like laughing attacks, and it was like, what is happening? And we just had the same sort of immature sense of humor right away, and it made it so much fun, honestly. Like, I couldn't imagine touring with like a band that was just like too serious, or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like we've grown up a bit, but like that's still there. Like, we'll play, we got the video games in the wagon, and like we got that shit going.
Some things just don't change. Like,
Mario Kart's still there.
So, you know, fast forward to now, this is what, the 7th album, Gallows. And then after that little break, I'm sure, you know, you guys all got to have your family life as well. You know, you're a dad now, which is wild. It's wild.
That's her middle name, by the way. My daughter's middle name. It's wild.
Sounds fitting.
It works. She's a maniac. She's just like, she bounces like Tigger from like Winnie the Pooh. She'll bounce up and grab the doorways of walls. Like,
that's hilarious.
It's so funny. I'm like, what is going on? Like,
she's been watching you guys live.
She looks like me on stage. She's like, yeah, it's so funny.
So, you know, we're back into this 7th album, and you know, you dive into it. Sounds a little harder than the previous stuff, but at the same time, you don't sacrifice the chants and the choruses, the melodic chants and choruses that you guys always gave us. Like, what was that dynamic of creating this record? I know you were saying like you would fly back and forth and write here and there, but when you guys finally nailed down like these are the tracks for the album, like what was that process like?
Yeah, it was, you know, we wanted to come out hot. You know what I mean? We wanted to like come out swinging, and with Wake the Dead, I feel like that was like, when we picked that as a single, we're like, this just sort of encompasses what we've been feeling and the like pent up. You know, at one point it got to be like, okay, like we miss it. Like, let's go. And it was just, things in the studio were just so loose and fun, and we also didn't want to, you know, we never have B-sides, so if a song is not good, it just does not make the album. So every song you hear that we put out or that's on a record, we think of it as a standalone song. We're like, if we take the song and put it out by itself and had a video, would it, you know, resonate? You know, is it good enough? And so if it's not, if we're like, whatever, we wouldn't, then we don't put it on the album. So it was a lot of that. Without it being too serious or too much pressure, we did want to make every single track a standalone. And so there's no filler, right? It was just like, and we take pride in the like track listing too, because we do, and I still enjoy listening to albums front to back and on drives or wherever. Like, I like how the flow goes, and so we scrutinized that. You know, we shifted everything around, so we're like, oh, this is great, perfect. Like you can listen from track 1 to the end, and it has a bit of a flow to it. So yeah, all that stuff means something to us, and I hope some of our fans enjoy that. Not everyone's going to enjoy that, but some of our fans will sit there and sit front to back.
And guitars too, like speaking of.
Yeah, random. A guy with a guitar walking by. What the hell?
And guitars too, they sound amazing.
Yeah.
Definitely a big evolution as well. Like not straying away from your previous stuff, because it still seems like it. You know, listen to it and this is Blessthefall.
Yeah.
But you know what was different this time around with the guitars? Like, what did Eric do this time around?
You know, he's just I feel like everyone's just leveled up a little bit.
Yeah.
Everyone's just sort of like dialed into also what sounds cool now. Not saying like we're trying to go with the trends, but we're trying to stay updated, right?
Yeah.
There's some bands that put out stuff and you're like, whoa, like what?
Yeah.
Like you're still stuck in 2005 or whatever, which is fine if it's good, you know. But we didn't want to do that. We didn't want to get stuck in the past. We wanted to update, but keep our sound. So I think like it's, you know, for the fans, I think they appreciate that. Like we're writing for the fans at the end of the day. We're obviously writing to have a good time, and but we're writing for the fans. They're paying for the album and the merch and coming to the show, so they matter and they come first. And if it's something where we're like, this isn't, you know, it's not true to who we are, even though we do like to experiment and you know, try new things, but if it's not true to who we are, then I feel like we're doing them a disservice and stuff. So like, you know, I like hip hop, I like, you know, pop, I like that, all that kind of stuff. And so the influence can be there, but still keeping the Blessthefall sound. I think Eric's the same. Eric loves classical rock or, you know, old metalcore and, you know, metal, and he loves pop music and all that stuff. So he brings his influence, you know, to the table as well. So just keeping our sound, I think, was the most important thing. That at the end of the day, it's like, wanted to sound like Blessthefall, but new and fresh.
Yeah. No, I dig it. I've been listening to it. I got the private streamer.
Oh, you got
I've been
it?
listening to it. I was like, this is
sick.
This is insane. I dig it. Every single track. And just like you were saying, like I too appreciate the start to finish. You know, I don't like just listening to one song and then moving on to the next song.
Yeah.
Like I like to start it and then just finish it when it's done and then start it all over again.
Yeah, exactly. Like when it loops, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
That even, you know, comes into play where like, what is it going to sound like at the end of this record, and then when it starts again? You know what I mean? Like how does that work?
Exactly.
Does it flow?
And it always feels different.
Yeah.
It's like you always find something new, a new tone, a new lick. Like, which is incredible.
Yeah, I think this one. I think people are going to really, really enjoy it. The last song on the album has this really dope, I don't want to give away too much, but just the outro on it is just really cool, and like gives me chills when I listen to it and stuff like that. And so it's really, you know, it's like emotional, and like and hopefully people can feel what we've put into this, and how special it is to be able to still play music this far into it. Like I joined the band in 2008. You know, it's like
wild.
I can't do math, but that's a lot of years.
That's a lot. That's a long
that's
time.
a lot of goddamn years. Like 16 or something. I don't know. But you know, it's still so cool, and we're so privileged to be able to have this platform. And we talked about this too. Like when we were gone, and we were checking our Spotify plays, like it never went under like 600,000 or 700,000 monthly listeners, which isn't everything, but it's just cool to see
that people are still
on that particular platform.
Yeah.
People are still listening to our band. And I think that was a factor. We're like, dude, if this thing like drops and people don't care, but it was like we saw all the Reddit posts of people like, you know, wondering where we are and you know, speculating things here and there, and you know, it was just kind of cool to follow along. And like I always would check Twitter. I would check our tag on Twitter, just like Blessthefall. Yeah. And like daily there was somebody talking about us, and I'm like, this is so cool. Like there's obviously people that care. Like
what a feeling.
Yeah, it is really cool, and you know, especially see like overseas stuff, like these are in Japanese. Like I translate it, you know, and it's like, oh shit, like people in Japan miss us.
Yeah,
this is cool.
That's badass.
Yeah,
that's badass. At the same time, there's also some collaborations you have on this record. How important? Like, why were these artists crucial for this album? And why did you choose to have collaborations on this album that, you know, it's been some time since the previous album?
Yeah, collabing is always awesome because you can get a different flavor on a track. I think that's so cool, and it's so like prevalent now, which is rad. You know, it's like Matt from Caskets, we toured with him.
Yeah.
And his voice is unreal. And like every night I'd be like, how's this dude sound? And he'd be like super sick. I'm sorry, mate. I'm sick. He's got the mask on. And he goes out there and he's like, I'm like, what, dude? You were like dying backstage. Like, how can you sing like that? So having Matt on it was really cool. Just because, like I said, we toured with them and got close to those dudes. And they're a newer band, which is awesome. And have a different fan base.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a no-brainer. We're stoked that he agreed to do it. And and then Dan from Story of the Year, for obvious
reasons. Always love his voice.
Dude, when his voice comes on, I get chills. Like, you're like, oh, it just takes you back to 04 or whatever, you know? Like, I think that's when I first saw them play. They opened for Yellow Card. They played at the Palladium.
Yeah.
And Story of the Year came out and just fucking crushed. And they didn't stop moving.
From start to finish.
Flips,
like, that dude, I thought he was going to jump in the crowd the moment he stepped on.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I remember they played, we're done left, and I was like in shock. I'm like, what did I just see?
Yeah.
And they hadn't like quite blown up yet, right? And immediately I'm like, dude, this is like one of my favorite bands already. So having Dan was a nostalgic, you know, opportunity for us, and it's just that the song itself has a nostalgic vibe, kind of has a Seosin Story of the Year vibe with our own flavor to it. So like, you know, even like a little Hey Baby-ish. Some people were like, reminds me of Hey Baby a little bit, or 40 Days, you know. So I'm like, okay, we're doing something right. Yeah. We're keeping our sound, but it has that those nostalgic riffs in it and stuff. And for, you know, the older fans, they're gonna feel something for sure, you know, when they hear that. And Dan is just such a sweetheart. Like the whole band. Like we toured with him in Australia. Later on, it was us, them, and Seosin, and that was like on all accounts, because I used to live on Seosin's floor, and they're some of my best friends. And then Story of the Year being a band that I absolutely loved, and you know, then getting Dan on the album. So it was just a lot of really cool things happening in life, and they've always been around.
A lot of full circles.
A lot of full circles, and then like Loki from I kept calling him Loki, and they're like, he's corrected me before, but from Alpha Wolf, just a insane band. Yeah. And to get his voice on that song was like, holy shit, he took it to this other level of like brutality. You know, like, and we met those dudes at a festival, and they're fans. And when I found, like, Lockie was like, hey, like, our bass player, he's gonna play it real cool. He is a legit super fan.
Dude,
he wore a Blessthefall shirt on stage for a whole year, and then it, like, fell apart, and he bought the same exact shirt again. And I'm like, what? Like, yeah. He's like, you gotta meet him, but he's gonna be real cool about it, you know. So, and you know, so them being fans was like awesome, right? It's like, okay, they enjoy the band, we have a connection, right? It's not just like I went out and found some random person I'd never met and be like, yo, you want to sing on a song? So there's a connection to every single guest vocalist, and they all have their own special reasons that they're on the album. Yeah.
That's sick. No, they all blend in amazingly on this record, and I'm excited for everyone to hear it once it drops. I feel bad.
It's coming.
I feel bad. It's coming.
When does this drop then?
Up to you. You tell me.
Oh. Tomorrow.
Could be out tomorrow.
Yeah. That's so funny.
I want to talk about Mallcore because I love the video as a whole. It's just hilarious. But at the same time, there's an elephant in the room that I'm sure you've seen in the comments. Everyone is wondering, including myself, at the end, is that Evelyn from Hey Baby?
Oh, that's her. Yeah. So her name's Ciara, but yeah, that's her. That's one of our Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Is we brought back my ex-girlfriend, and she nailed it. Like her like look and attitude stepping over me. Yeah, that's her. Yeah. So
was that also the same pizza slice from Hey Baby?
Someone else mentioned that too. They were like, the pizza.
I was like, it looks just exactly like the same. I was like,
so funny. Yeah, we tried to, like, you know, it was just a cool opportunity to do like a throwback thing.
Yeah.
And you know, these Easter eggs were so fun to create, and the director was awesome to work with, and we were like just coming up with ideas, and I would throw an idea at him. I'm like, hey man, like, what if we had Rockstar Realty, and like, you know, because Eric sells houses, and he's like, done. He would make the business cards. I'm like, what about a pizza thing? Bless the slice. And he's like, done. Showed me. I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah,
like he understood the assignment. Like it was perfect. So
merch for the tour.
Yeah, merch for the tour for sure. We sold out of those shirts at Warped Tour. It was so funny. I'm like, who's gonna buy these? And then they were like gone. I'm like, what the hell?
Man.
Like that was crazy.
You would be surprised.
Yeah, it was awesome. But yeah, we just wanted it to feel, you know, a bit nostalgic, and you know, the name of the song obviously is really funny. And it was our working title. You know, everyone's got a working title. Like, Felt So Hard, Felt So Right was called Dos Palmas, because that was what we unofficially named our studio, because you could see 2 palm trees out of the window from where we were recording. Yeah. And so we called the song Dos Palmas. And then, but Malcore was the working title. And we were like, dude, what if we like just called it that? It's kind of funny. You know, it's kind of a dig at like the metal elite, you know, who like, we're always like, you know, there's death metal and doom metal and speed metal, and then, you know, they would, what about Blessthefall? I'd be like, Malcore, you know what I mean? I'm like, okay, we get it. So.
No, I loved it, and I love the fact that, you know, again, not sacrificing anything. The music videos, I've always loved the music videos that you guys have released, because it had they were funny. They were, you know, obviously it was a music video for the track, but it was also like a story that you guys created that was just hilarious most of the time. Yeah. So it was cool that you guys still did that on this new stuff.
Yeah, it's that makes it so much more fun when you shoot a video. Like shooting the serious, dark, moody ones is like, it has its perks, but being able to go out, do like 40 Days or Hey Baby, and just have fun with it and just joke around and act. And we're all bad actors, but Eric might be one of the best actors in the band. Like he just nailed those like crazy like looks. He would like, and his lines, like he nailed his lines. I'm like, bro, you're in the wrong industry, man. Like, let's get you in front of the camera more often.
When he's not on stage, he's acting. Something.
Yeah. So everyone did great. Elliot did great. Jared's like, he did a couple of his lines were so good. I'm like, yeah. So everyone, we just had fun with it, and it was. The only bummer is that we had to do it all in one day. All those scenes was done in one day. We started at 6 a.m. downtown LA, where we are now, at this little coffee shop. We started there and worked all the way till, I don't know, like midnight or something. So it was like, it was brutal. Yeah. So we put in the work, man.
That's sick. That's sick. With this entire body of work, like, what would you say was the biggest challenge for you?
Oh man, for us, or for me, I think there was a song that I wrote the chorus probably like 6 times or something, and that song was really rough. That was, I mean, challenge-wise, maybe that song. And I think I started with that song when we first started writing, and I could not. I felt like I was like, I can't sing anymore. Like this is bad. I can't write. I can't sing. Blah blah. And then we kind of moved on, and then I can't. Man, I'm trying to figure out what the next song is. It's probably Wake the Dead. Eric would know for sure, because he's got like the type A brain. He knows everything.
He's got all the data down.
He really does, yeah. But, you know, moving on to the next song, I was like, oh. And I'm pretty sure it was Wake the Dead. I was like, okay. Like, maybe it was just the track itself, you know, or whatever else. So we shimmied some things around. Actually, Casey from Pink Noise wrote a chorus. Like, she sent a chorus. They sent a chorus. And it was like, whoa, what was that? And pulled apart from that chorus for the song, and that is what gave me motivation to write the rest of the chorus. It was cool. Like this one melody that they had. I was like, that is so cool. Okay, now my head is in a different place. So sometimes, you know, and producers do that as well. Like that's what producers do best, is they'll put you in a different headspace. You got to get you out of your head. Sometimes that's an issue with me, and I'm like stuck in that, you know, one little area of what feels comfortable, my pocket, my vocal pocket, and then it just takes someone to come in and go like, what about something like this? And you're like, oh, and all of a sudden, boom, like something clicks. So I think it was the first song that we wrote, that we started writing with, and it was the last song that we tracked on the album. So it's so funny, because we kind of put it away.
It works that way,
I know, it's so weird. We were like, maybe that won't be a song, and then it came together, and we're like, oh,
Damn.
It's called YSAB, and you'll find out why when you listen to the song. So it's kind of a
September 5th.
September
5th. Gallows drops September 5th.
Yeah,
so.
you gotta wait. You'll see what we mean. It's very funny.
Well, thanks, dude, for reuniting with me. I guess before we wrap up, tours coming? Tours around the corner?
Big things coming. Big tour coming. We're going out with Miss May I, like some of our oldest friends.
Yeah.
And Colorblind, Dark Divine, and then we have Drop Dead Gorgeous and Woe Is Me, a special guest for a couple shows.
Nice.
But going out with Miss May I, it will be a throwback. Like, I'm going to go on YouTube tonight and look up our old tour videos where they were, where we all just we try to like prank them and steal their trailer, and that failed. We like broke their trailer. And we used to do we went and did Congo lines through convenience stores in New Orleans. And yeah, we were just always kind of like messing with those dudes because they were so young.
Yeah.
It was like one of their first tours.
Yeah.
So to be able to go back out, the last 2 Warped Tours we did, they played on the stage next to us right before us. And so it was just so cool. We're like, there they are, our boys. And to be able to go out with them again is going to be really special. So get your tickets. I know there's 100 other tours that you can go to right now.
No, you need to go to Blessthefall.
No, there are no other bands.
Blessthefall.
Yeah, there's 0 other bands. It's just us. So yeah, we understand that people can have a finite amount of money and a budget, and there's so many tours. But I promise that it'll be a throwback, and it'll be just.
When was the last time you went to a Blessthefall tour and regretted it?
Yeah,
exactly.
Never. Hopefully.
Exactly.
Hopefully.
Exactly.
Unless you got hit in the head, concussion. Maybe then we get it.
Yo, well, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the tour. I'm looking forward to everyone listening to Gallows out September 5th. Thanks, dude, for reuniting with me. You guys be sure to check out Blessthefall's new album, Gallows, out soon. Tour coming up real soon. And thanks for watching here on Punk Videos Rock.
I'll see y'all later. Cheers.
Done.